Hi, my name is Ina. Welcome back to my channel. As you probably know, I've been creating some videos for YouTube to talk about my houseplants. Most of them are orchids and I grow them in my flat in London. But today I have something different for you. I hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Hoyas and I'm gonna repot them. So please come along if you enjoy Hoyas, if you want to know a little bit more about them, or if you want to teach me something about them, because to be honest, it's the first time that I'm doing it. I don't have any Hoya, I don't have any experience with Hoyas, so it's gonna be a new journey for me. Come along. So I was telling you before, our video today is about Hoyas. I want to thank you, my lovely friend Kiara. I have met her through Instagram. She has an Instagram account for plants as well. I will link it down below. So in December I had some personal issues, some problems, and she saw a story from me on Instagram, and she offered me some cuttings from her lovely Hoyas to cheer me up. It was very close to Christmas, so I consider that to be my Christmas gift. So it was a lovely present. Everybody that likes plants love to be gifted plants. So I was so happy with that. I think she was incredibly generous. So she prepared a box, and I went to her place where she works to collect it. Basically, I want to say thank you, Kiara, so much for these plants. I will take really good care of them. I hope you're enjoying this video. So I'm going to show you the Hoyas that she gave me, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit what I learned about Hoyas. It's not much. So I read a few blogs and articles about Hoyas on the internet. If you don't know anything about them, they are like relatively common houseplants as well. They grow like vines. They are beautiful, especially for people that love hanging plants. You can create beautiful displays with your Hoyas. Hoyas are usually from Asia and Australia. So where most of them, you can find most of the species. I think there are around 300 species, I'm not sure. Most of them are also epiphytes, like orchids. They grow on the top of trees, trunks, so they don't grow in soil. That's very important when we think about the way that we grow our Hoyas. They are also from tropical countries, so they usually grow in hot, humid environments. Some of them in a little bit cooler, other in warmer place. You have to research about the specific Hoya that you have. Apparently they are very good houseplants because they can adapt and grow very well in the intermediate environments like your home. So hopefully I will be successful with mine. I have experience with orchids, so and I'm not an expert. With Hoyas I have no experience. If you want to leave your comment, if I'm doing something wrong, and also I don't know if you grow Hoyas, if you have some of the Hoyas that I have here, I would love to hear more about you. So let me show you first of all what I have in here. So this one is Hoya Sunrise. Apparently it has beautiful green leaves, but when it's exposed to a strong light, the leaves turn in a shade of like red. So these teardrop leaves, they will become darker and redder, and you can see the veins. Apparently it's a hybrid of Hoya lacunosa and Hoya obscura. I would say Latin language, I would say Hoya obscura. I have no idea how we will pronounce it, I'm sorry. So I do have Hoya lacunosa here as well. Apparently it's one of her, it's her parent. So this is the first one that I'm showing you today because it is full of roots. So she gave me cuttings. I put these cuttings on this glass, this tiny glass. It's like a shot glass, and this one is full of roots. So beautiful. It's the one that rooted first, was this one. So apparently it's very easy to grow. Let me show you the next one. As I said, I have Hoya lacunosa here as well. It's also from Asia. It also grows, it's also an epiphyte. The difference here is that the leaves are very small, and they have like almost succulent leaves. You can see that the leaves are, yeah, it looks like a succulent, but you can see veins through it as well. And it's really nice. It's a small plant. I love it, and it's full of roots. So I have more cuttings here, and it is completely full of roots. So the next Hoya that I have here is Hoya curtisii. It has beautiful spade type of leaves. It's also, the leaves are succulent as well. It's also growing some roots, so we have roots inside this glass. And also it's variegated, so it has some tones of gray with green. I think people probably collect this one because of its variegation, I'm not sure, but it is beautiful, and it's also very tiny. I think it's still smaller than the others that I got, and I have many cuttings here as well. The next one is Hoya rotundiflora. It also has some roots through the glass. What I found interesting about these ones, the shape of the leaves is very different from the other ones. I will get in closer soon. So it's like almost a square, I would say rectangle. Looks like tiny rectangle altogether, and the leaves are succulent as well. Very stiff, very interesting leaves. And the last one doesn't look very good. I don't know if I'm gonna lose this one or not. It doesn't have any roots inside the glass. I don't know if I traveled in December and I arrived was without any water in the glass, so I don't know if it's my fault. Anyway, this one doesn't have any root yet, but I will keep it inside the water. And if it roots, I will show you when it grows a little bit more. It's Hoya Thompsonii. I hope I have pronounced it right. So that's the last one. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna repot these plants. I'm gonna film them closer. I'll show you their roots and how I intend to repot them. So basically, because they are all epiphytes, what I'm gonna try to do is an experience. My pen is here. So I'm gonna do an experience. I will pot them in sphagnum moss because the roots are so young and the roots are small. And usually orchids are also epiphytes, and they grow very well in sphagnum moss, and doesn't disturb their roots. So sphagnum moss can be quite gentle to the roots if you don't suffocate. So the idea here is not to keep that extremely wet, and also don't press the sphagnum moss too hard. So if I pack it softly, I do believe they will be fine, because I will provide air, I provide moist, and they will grow in the pot. So I will put sphagnum moss there for now, just as the first potting mix, and when the roots are established and the plant grow a little bit, I will pot it, maybe with bark and sphagnum moss, maybe with soil, perlite and bark, I don't know yet, but my first trial it's gonna be with sphagnum moss. So let's see what happened and how I'm gonna repot these plants. Okay, so from now on you're gonna see the plants. I'm not gonna show my face much. I have some pots in here, they are very tiny. I have no idea. I do believe this one, this one should be around 8 centimeters. I'm not sure of inches, but it's a small pot. And I have some of them that are even smaller, probably 5 centimeters, something around that. I also have, these are just normal plastic cups, disposable plastic cups that I don't dispose, and basically I create some rows and some holes, and I use that for repot some of my plants. So that's what I intend to do. I intend to use this one. And more than that, I have here some sphagnum moss and also a slow release fertilizer, and that's what I'm gonna use today. So I will start, let me put this aside. I will start with the one that's growing the most. That's the Hoya Sunrise. I hope you can see it right. So what I'm gonna do with it, I will use this one. So what I'm gonna do is, sorry about the noise. I'm gonna let some sphagnum moss here, just to show you. You can see all the strands. I'm not gonna pack it because it needs room to grow, it needs air, and it doesn't like to be completely packed away. So as you can see, here is my Hoya, and it's possible to see the roots. I don't wanna mess with the roots so much. I don't know if it's possible to see. Here's in the camera there. I want to remove these. I will write some tags after I finish repotting for me to remember which is which. Although the leaves are very, very different, so I don't believe I will forget. And before I finish doing it, let me tell you something that I forgot. So basically, Hoyas, they also produce blooms. They bloom and they have beautiful blooms. They are known for having, I don't know if it's possible to see, let me remove this from here. Can you see the beautiful root system? So basically, they are known for having beautiful clustered waxy blooms. The blooms are a little bit different from other types of flowers, and apparently some of them are very, very fragrant, but I don't think it's very easy to bloom a Hoya. You need to provide the right amount of light. So apparently they are moderate to highlight plants, and if you want to bloom them, you have to give them lots of light, provide lots of light. So I'm gonna put only 1, 2, 3 beads of slow release fertilizer. I find that it helps my orchids to grow and my houseplants as well. So just to help these plants to root well and to grow well. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep it here until I check that the root system is taking out the pot. When it happens, I'm gonna repot it and I'm gonna try to update you on it. So just to show you, that's what I'm gonna do. It's pretty simple. I'm doing that to root these plants very well. As soon as it's rooted, I will come back and do another video. I will do the same thing for all of them. So what I'm doing here, since I have many cuttings, I'm basically, I think it's quite nice when you have a bushier plant. So because these ones are hanging plants, I can imagine it hanging all around. So that's why I'm placing each new cutting in a different direction, so they can grow and they can fill up the space, especially because this pot is much larger than the other one. So, and again, I forgot my slow release fertilizer, because this one's a bigger pot. I'm gonna just a little bit more than the other one. I don't know if I'm placing it correctly. Anyway, for now it's done. Hi guys, so I'm back. I've already repotted all of them. So this one is the biggest one. I think these two. So that's why they are in bigger pot. I will water them now, give them some water, offer them some light, and I will return when these ones are all with a good root system. It's growing nicely and well, and I will repot them again. As you can see, they're all in these plastic pots with these decorative pots to avoid too much light coming in and creating lots of algae. Although algae will be formed because of this sphagnum moss, but a little bit of algae is fine. So I will keep you updated if these plants are growing nicely, if they rooted well, if my idea with this sphagnum moss worked well. Let me know if you have already done that, if it worked for you, if it didn't work, what your thoughts about it. I would love to hear more about you. Please subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot and helps YouTube understanding that this content it's important for you. Please give me your comments, things that you like or you dislike about this video, and also if you enjoy growing Hoyas, what's your favorite one? I would love to hear more about it. And yes, and just to let you know, the last thing is this one of the cuttings were not rooted, so I placed it back in water. I will finish this video now. I hope you have enjoyed this content, and I hope to see you here again. See you soon. Bye bye.